Cougar football team. Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise for the playing of our national anthem by the Spartans band. Meeting at the center of the field are the co-captains for today's game for the coin toss. wins the toss. Cedar Ridge will defend the north goal and receive. Madison will kick off and defend the south goal. Kicking off for Madison, number 11, Jeff Herbert, deep to receive for Cedar Ridge. Number 21, David Womble. And number 44, Mauricio Ramirez.
All right, we're going to see the Cedar Ridge offense starting out. Once again, Ken Allsbach, Ron Mazzola, Kevin Egan bringing you live from Lombardi Field, the 22nd edition of the Spartans and the Cougars. Spartans this year are the home team. We're going to see the senior for Cedar Ridge, Tom Schreck, 6 foot, 165-pound senior. Pitches to Womble, number 21, who goes left and is stopped for about a 1-yard gain by number 70 for the Spartans. That's Rich Leach. He's a defensive end, 6 foot, 175-pound junior.
Headsets are fine. I don't know if we have
The Cougars come up to the line. Once again, Tom Schreck, the senior, over center. We're in the wishbone. Number 20, Joe Vavrant's in motion. Schreck's going to pass. It's tipped at the line by number 78 for the Spartans. That is defensive tackle Jack McKiernan, 6'3", 225-pounder. So the Cougars come out, and they're, as Pete Brennan alluded to in our conversations, he's going to throw the ball, Ron, and he starts out on second down with a throw. We're going to face a 3rd and 10 situation.
Kenny, I think we're going to see a lot of passing today by Tommy. Tommy Schreck. Tommy Schreck is a senior. He passed the ball a little bit more than John Knight did this year. Tommy's more of a passing quarterback. John Knight runs the wishbone. John is the future of the Cougars.
20, Joe Vavrant's in motion. They shift out of the wishbone. Number 70's putting on pressure, but Schreck eludes him and throws downfield right into the hands of number 3 for the Spartans, Kevin Daly, the invert man. There was no Cougar in the area, and Tom Schreck threw the ball right into the hands of number 3, Kevin Daly, the senior, 5'8", 155-pound invert for the Spartans.
Hey, Kenny, I don't know what Tommy saw, but there was a Cougar about 10 yards past where Kevin caught the ball. Kevin Daly did make a hell of a play. He jumped up, caught it nice. And I believe they're calling that he stepped out of bounds about his own 47-yard line.
Okay. The Spartans will put the ball with their offense in play at their own 47-yard line. Number 4, Jim Iacono, is the quarterback. Hands off to number 1, Dwight Lige, who picks up 5 and crosses midfield for the Spartans.
Dwight Lige is a key for the Spartans today. Speaking with Coach DeMarco, he commented on how Lige had a tremendous week of practice. He's perhaps the fastest player on the field, definitely for the Spartans, maybe for both teams. He's going to be ready today.
Number 23 for the Spartans, Scott Horowitz, is split right. Number 4, Jim Iacono, is over center, and the Spartans are in the wishbone. Takes signals. Pitches right to number 2, Bobby Nigham, who makes about 3 on the play, and Joe Vavrance comes up from his defensive halfback spot for the Cougars and makes the tackle. And the Spartans will face a 3rd and 3 on the Cougar 46-yard line.
Tremendous fake by Jimmy Iacona up the middle to the fullback, Wayton Bates. And the pitch then went to Nigham around the end, but the Cedar Ridge defenseman had good pursuit onto their left side and stopped them for no gain. It's like 3rd and 3.
Spartans once again in their wishbone with the receiver right. And the handoff is to the right halfback, and they look like they have enough for a first down. Dwight Lige on the carry. He picked up 4, and they needed 3. It is a Spartan first down as they reach the Cedar Ridge 42-yard line. 1st and 10 Spartans.
Kenny, I think that's a key for the Madison Central offense today. I've seen 6 of their 8 previous games, and in a lot of them, their offense has just sputtered and sputtered and sputtered. This is the lowest scoring offense Coach DeMarco's ever had, and to get a first down in the first series right away is super.
Okay, once again, Iacona's over center. The Spartans are in the wishbone. He hands to the first back, Wayton Bates, who is pushed back on the play. Number 60 for the Cougars is Dennis Aponte, the 6'2", 190-pound senior. We want to go through the offensive and defensive lineups for you. For the Spartans at center, we expect number 54, Captain Mike Stockelberg. At guards, number 78, Jack McKiernan, and number 63, Toby Metzger. The tackles are number 52, Dave Lippert, and number 50, Jack Gillick. Once again, Iacona over center, the Spartans in their wishbone. Option right, Iacona's got it himself, and he catches a little bit of that loose turf and goes down only after a pickup of 1 on the play. And the closest Cougar was linebacker Bill Smith, number 33. The ends we expect to see for the Spartans, number 23, Scott Horowitz, and number 44, tight end Rob Beats. In the backfield, Jim Iacona at quarterback, Wayton Bates at fullback, Bobby Nigham, and Dwight Lige, the halfbacks. We'll give you the Cougar defense as we move along also. It's a 3rd down and 7 for the Spartans. First back gets it, Wayton Bates, and he's got a first down and more.
Kenny, Wayton was almost down about 3 or 4 yards through the line, but he managed to keep his balance and keep going, and he probably gained another good 8 or 10 yards on the carry. Good job by the fullback, Wayton Bates.
Once again, Joe Vavrance, number 20 for the Cougars, from his defensive halfback spot, came up to make the tackle. It's 1st and 10 Spartans. They're on the Cougar 22-yard line as they move in on their first possession.
Solid drive here for Madison Central.
Iacona over center. We got to keep an eye on him because he's the key to this offense. Fakes to the first back, options left, but he's met by number 22 at first. And the ball is fumbled, recovered by number 44, Rob Beats, the tight end for the Spartans.
That's one thing, Kenny, about running a wishbone offense. A wishbone offense is a very high-risk offense. The quarterback has got to have the ball in his hand at all times, ready to pitch it or ready to tuck it away and carry it. That play, Jimmy just didn't get it tucked away fast enough, and as he was going down, he had like a 3 or 4 yard gain, and it wound up turning into like a 5-yard loss.
Ron, we take a look. Iacona looked like he was hurt on the play and has come out. Number 8 for the Spartans has come in. Ricky Arneo is a junior. I'm sorry, he's a sophomore. He's a JV quarterback. Well, he's in there for Jim Iacona right now, so he's under fire as the Spartans lost 4 in the play. And he's going to throw the ball. He's got a wide open receiver. And it goes through the hands of number 23, Scott Horowitz. Joe Vavrance on the coverage, but he was a little bit late, and a real good arm shown by Mr. Arneo.
Well, if you look at Ricky, he's not your prototypical Madison Central quarterback. He's not a running back. He is a quarterback. He is more out of the true quarterback mold. He's taller, leaner, thinner.
Back in for the Spartans is number 4, Jim Iacona. Let's go over the Cougar defense. At nose guard, Andres Ramirez, number 66. The tackles, Dennis Aponte, number 60. John Panagas will be wearing number 99. The defensive ends for the Cougars, Graham Edwards, number 55. George Bruton, number 22, who made a play 2 plays ago. The linebackers, number 33, Bill Smith. Number 61, John Denny. The halfbacks, Damon Womble and Joe Vavrance. Here's Iacona once again in the eye. Drops straight back to pass. Goes to Lige on the right side, who is hit immediately. Number 44, the linebacker for the Cougars, or the nose guard for the Cougars. This is Mauricio Ramirez, Andre's twin brother, who has come in to spot at safety. Diagnosed well by Mauricio Ramirez on the play.
The Cougar defense was not fooled on the play. They were just solid. They held their spot. They were throwing. I don't know whether Lige was behind the line of scrimmage when he caught the ball. I don't know whether that was in the second pass or what the play was. But obviously Ramirez was right on him, and it didn't work, and it was thrown for like another 8-yard loss.
So the Spartans find themselves in a 4th and about 25 from the Cougar 35-yard line, and they're going to punt. Number 98, Wade Swain, is in punt formation. Vavrance is deep with Ramirez. Here's the punt by Swain, and they're going to let it drop, the Cougars. It takes a Spartan bounce, and it's out inside the 10-yard line of the Cougars.
Not an exceptionally long kick by Swain, but in that position, you don't want a long kick. You want to try to drop the ball right inside the 10-yard line or so, and he did exactly that.
That's what he did. Puts the Cougars in deep field position, and we'll see the Cougar offense for the second time. We'll run through the offensive and defensive lineups here for you as we go along. Once again, the senior number 9, Tom Schreck at quarterback with Womble, Vavrance, the halfbacks, Ramirez, Mauricio Ramirez at the fullback. We're going to see Bill Smith as well there too. The carry on the play for the Cougars. Number 44, that's Mauricio Ramirez, a tough sophomore for the Cougars. Number 16 for the Spartans on the tackle, and that's the linebacker, Max Stagliano, the 5'9", 165-pound junior. Second down and 9 for the Cougars. On the 12-yard line, on their own 12-yard line. Schreck hands off to number 20, Joe Vavrance on the play. He picks up only 1. Let's go through that Cedar Ridge starting offensive lineup. The center, John Lynch, number 71. The guards, Jerry Spatola, number 50. Bill Hicks, number 75. The tackles, John Denny, number 61. And Dino Rosado, number 54. The ends, tight end, John Panikas, number 99. The split end, Rich Butka, number 83. Schreck, the quarterback. The fullback, Mauricio Ramirez. Damon Womble, number 21. And Joe Vavrance, number 20, the halfbacks. Number 81, Mark Mansfield, is wide right. Schreck over center. Pitches to number 21, Womble, goes wide left. He's got a little bit of room, but he is short of a first down as far as we see it here. He looks like he's made it to the 20-yard line. He needed to get to the 22. It is 4th down and 2. The Cougars will face a punting situation. John Knight, number 14, the sophomore, will be the punter. The stalwart Madison defense did a nice job again. Once again, number 98, Wade Swain, is your nose guard. Tom Kitchen, Jack McKiernan, the tackles. Mike Kibler and Rich Leach are the ends.
Bobby Niggum and Dwight Lige drop back to receive the punt by Knight.
A good punt, a twisting spiral coming down on the 45-yard line. Niggum, number 2, is met immediately by 2 Cougars. Number 60, Dennis Aponte. Number 54, also for the Cougars. And number 54.
It's Dino Rosado.
Dino Rosado, the offensive tackle who is on the punt coverage.
Once again, good field position for the Spartans. They moved the ball well in their first drive stall. They did pick up 2 first downs. And at this point here, the offense has got to be really pumped up and ready to roll.
Okay, Iacono over center, first back through. Wayton Bates goes nowhere. And he is stopped by the interior lineup. John Panikas, number 99, and the nose guard, Andres Ramirez, number 66. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Spartans. They're on the Cougar 45-yard line. Chip Cordier, number 10, and Tony Brancato, number 80, are the safeties that we did not get to on the last series for the Cougars. Wide receiver to the right, second back, Dwight Lige, hit immediately, number 33, the linebacker, Bill Smith, right there to bring him down. Pickup of 1 again. That'll bring up a 3rd and 8. Will the Spartans throw the ball, Ron?
Well, they don't. Normally in the past 3 years or 4 years that we've been watching this team, they would throw the ball once or twice a game, and everybody would say, wow. Well, now they're averaging about 3 or 4 passes a game.
Unbelievable.
So it's not much more.
Airing it out. Wide receiver number 6 for the Spartans comes left. Iacona's calling signals. First back through, it does not get it. Option right, and he's hit it immediately, number 55 on the first hit for the Cougars.
Super pursuit by the
Graham
left side of the
Edwards.
Cedar Ridge defense.
Graham Edwards, the defensive end there, made the first hit, and he was followed up by the linebackers. Brings up another 4th down and 10 on the Cougar 45-yard line. And we expect to see the punter, Wade Swain, number 98, drop back. But they also switch. They go to number 66 as the punter.
Kenny, that is Wade Swain.
Wade Swain has not changed
Swain is
number.
wearing
He's
number
kept
66.
number 66.
He's
Okay,
listed in our
Swain
program
is
as
deep.
number 98. He's now
To
wearing
Ramirez,
66.
a beautiful spiral. Number 20, Joe Vavrins is deep. He's got it, goes right and hit immediately by 3 Spartans, number 78, number 5, and number 3.
Kevin Daly did a super job on the coverage. And
Daly
there's a
made
flag
the
on the
first
play.
A flag, and it's against the Spartans.
I believe there's a call made against number 3 from Madison Central.
On a face mask.
I don't think it's going to be a face mask, Kenny. I think it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct.
Number 3 is Kevin Daly, who made the initial hit, along with Eric Lipp, number 5, and number 78 for the Spartans. That's Jack McKiernan.
I believe it's a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct foul called against Kevin Daly, which is a 15-yarder. And I basically think the whole situation stems from the fact that he was just made a great hit and was really pumped up. And as he was running off the field, the official threw the flag in his direction. He must have said something. Obviously, from up here, we can't pick that up.
The Cougars get decent field position. They put the ball into play on their own 32-yard line. Once again, Tom Schreck, number 9, is your quarterback. He's going to throw left to his wide receiver, number 83, Rich Butka, who makes the first down by 2 yards and brings the ball up to the Cougars' 43, 44-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, there's the pass offense Coach Brennan spoke to us about on yesterday. Schreck, simple, definite pass play. And he just rolled out a little bit to his left and hit Rich Butka, his split end on the left side. Good for 12 yards and a first down.
Butka ran a nice down and out. Simple pattern. Chip Cordair, number 10, comes wide right. The Cougars pitch out to Womble, who gets a little bit of room, and he picks up 4 on the play. Hit by number 16 for the Spartans, the linebacker Max Stagliano, along with number 33, the other linebacker, Mike D'Amato. Good pursuit by the linebackers.
Simple pitch now to the right side. Gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Cougars.
Once again, Rich Butka replaces number 10, Chip Cordair on the play. They'll be splitting time at the split end. John Lynch, the center, comes over the ball.
Here's a new wrinkle for Cedar Ridge. Number 99 is in the game. That's John Panagas.
He'll be playing tight end, and they want to go with Panagas. Ramirez, number 44. Mauricio Ramirez hit on the butt, number 33. Mike D'Amato.
66, Wade Swain was in on the play also.
Pickup of, or maybe a loss of 1. The Cougars find themselves on their own 45-yard line, 3rd down, 8 yards for a first down. So we're going to look for Schreck to put the ball up in the air.
There you see on TV, you see John Panagas wearing number 99 today.
That's the end of the first quarter. We've got no score from Lombardi Field in Old Bridge as the crowd continues to file in, and you're getting a little bit of a view of that. That's the Cougar far sideline. The Spartans are the home team for this year's game. There's our first quarter score. The Cougars of Cedar Ridge, nothing. The Spartans of Madison Central, nothing. And the game is going pretty much as we thought it would defensively.
Pretty much as expected, Ken. Both defenses have been improving. The Cedar Ridge defense has played well all year. Spartan defense has really improved the last 3 weeks. And at this point, it's pretty much exactly what I expected. It was going to be a very tight scoring game. I think the outcome today is going to rely on either a fumble or an interception, or something is going to happen and break for one of the teams to win. I really and truly believe that.
All right, we're going to go down to Kevin Egan on the field. Kevin?
Testing, got it. Testing. 1, 2.
And once again, we're going to throw it down to Kevin Egan, down on the Madison sideline.
All right, both teams are doing exactly what they expected to do. Madison Central is kept to the wishbone. They've been pretty successful. One thing that Coach DeMarco said to me yesterday was that this is the most committed team he can remember having in Madison Central. And for 10 days now, they've been getting ready. Cedar Ridge has kept their passing attack. We'll see if they keep going. Back upstairs.
On the play, Tom Schreck pitches out to Damon Womble, who runs left, picks up only a yard on the play, and the Cougars will face a 4th down and 8. We expect to see number 14, John Knight, the sophomore, drop back into punt formation. Number 2 and number 1 for the Spartans, that's Lige, and Bobby Nigham will be deep for the Spartans.
Kenny, I'll help.
The punt is almost blocked by number 84 for the Spartans, and it's a good punt. Number 2, Nigham takes it, and he goes up the left sideline, picks up 10 on the play, gets the ball over the 25-yard line. It's up to about the 26.
Kenny, 84 is a junior for Madison Central, Mike Keebler. He just came along the left end, had good pursuit in there, was unblocked, and just missed blocking the punt.
I thought he had it from this angle, but he did not get to it in time. And we're going to see the Spartans for their 3rd possession here. Wide right for the Spartans, number 23, Scott Horowitz. Iacono over center, they're in the bone as usual. Iacono calls signals. First back gets it. Waits on Bates and drives upfield and gets clear.
Oh!
A beautiful tackle on the play, a shoestring tackle.
Chip Cordair, number 10.
Number 10, Cordair, game saver there, Cordair. But a 1st down and about a 25-yard pickup, 20-yard pickup. It's up to the 46-yard line of the Spartans, 1st and 10 Spartans.
There you see the problems, Kenny, with the graphic on the Madison Central offense, that they've scored only 59 points this season. Coach DeMarco's low at Madison is 74 points back in 1985. So 15 points today, he'll tie that record, and 16 will break it. Otherwise, it's a record in futility I'm sure he doesn't want to talk about.
On the keeper. He's met by a couple Cougars, including number 99, John Panagas, and Bill Smith, the linebacker, number 33.
Kenny, to talk about the play before this one, the option is a triple threat. It's either an up the middle, an around the end, or a pitch. And the responsibilities of the defense, everybody on the defense has certain responsibilities. And Madison's been faking the ball up the middle real nice. That time they gave it to Bates, and he ran for good yardage.
Iacono does not like what he sees defensively, and he calls a timeout, the first timeout for the Spartans, and he wants to talk it over, and Coach DeMarco is going to make some adjustments.
Kenny, as we mentioned in the pregame show, last Thursday there was an article in the Home News from Gene Haley of the Home News. He wrote about how Thanksgiving Day games are a tradition. Since 1937, Gene has not missed a Metuchen Highland Park Thanksgiving Day game, except in 1975. In 1975, he missed the game. He had just started writing for the Home News, and he got the assignment to cover the Madison Central. Actually, at that time, it was Madison Township, Cedar Ridge. That was Cedar Ridge's last win. Kevin is down on the field with Gene Haley right now. Let's hear from Kevin and Gene.
With me now is Gene Haley, writing with the Home Newspaper. Gene, we talked a little about your article that was in the Home News today about the Thanksgiving tradition and teams around Middlesex County and around the whole state not playing on Thanksgiving much anymore. What is your opinion on that article, and what was it that made you write about it?
Well, of course, I'm an old-timer, so therefore I'm a traditionalist. Since I've been a kid, I've been going to football on Thanksgiving and high school football, and I was shocked when they voted to change because of the playoffs by just 2 votes last year. But I'm all for Thanksgiving football, high school football. I think that's what it's all about.
You think a game like Cedar Ridge and Madison Central, is that a game that might be looked at as a Saturday game from now on?
No, I hope not. I hope this thing changes. I think it will. There's a lot of sentiment, I think, around to see it change. Probably it'll take us 2 years to do it. But here's a good example of look at a nice day here, a nice crowd, everybody friends enjoying themselves, the alumni's back. This is what it's all about. And this particular year, where both teams are struggling a little bit, what a great way to end the season. I mean, they played on Saturday, nobody'd be here, and they probably wouldn't be as interested,
Okay, enjoying the game so far?
Oh, yeah, this is a good ball game. Still don't know who's going to win this thing yet. I got a secret prediction up there, but so far I'm not winning or losing.
Okay, both teams are moving the ball a little, struggling a little also. Madison Central, the one play, had another quarterback that came in, Arneo, number 8. Look for him when he's in there to pass the ball. He seems to be a good passer. He's the 4th quarterback to play at quarterback for Madison Central this year. Back upstairs.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you, Gene. It's good to see you, Gene, on Thanksgiving Day here in Lombardi Field in Old Bridge.
Maybe you'll start a new tradition.
Okay, Kenny, we got 4th and 1. Take it.
And the Spartans are going to go for it. Waiton Bates on the handoff and free again. Notices number 2, Bobby Nigham, breaks out of the pile all the way down to the 10-yard line. Came out of nowhere on that play.
Came out of nowhere, Kenny. I thought they gave it to Bates up the middle.
I did also.
But simply because on 4th and 1, usually your fullback can gain a yard out of the wishbone offense. I thought Coach DeMarco would play it safe. If you run anything else that's coming from further behind the line of scrimmage, you have the chance of, he's got to gain 4 yards before he gets to the line. I thought it was a little risky, but obviously it was a great play.
Spartans, the first threat of the game as they're down on the Cougars' 13-yard line. First back gets it, and the Cougars snuff it out on that play. Number 61 for the Cougars. That's John Denny, the linebacker, along with Dennis Aponte, the defensive tackle on the play. No gain or a gain of 1 for the Spartans. 2nd down and 9. They can get a first down on about the 2 to 3 yard line.
Kenny, we've seen a diversified Madison offense, and what I mean by that is he's been handing the ball off pretty much equal distribution in the backfield to
Movement
Bates,
in the Madison backfield by Bates. And the official says he did not throw the flag. He felt that the movement did not warrant it. Bates picks up 4. It'll be a 3rd and 5 for the Spartans on the Cedar Ridge 8-yard line. They can get a first at the 3-yard line. 3rd and 5. Cougars got to get tough here. They've done well defensively inside the 10 this year. Very strong defensively. 2nd back. Nigham again goes wide. He's met on the play by the corner, Mauricio Ramirez, number 44. Nice play. Who throws? The ball was thrown.
There's a flag on the play, Ken.
Into the defensive players. Another possible unsportsmanlike call. Frustration by Nigham on that play. Threw the ball into the head of Mauricio Ramirez after the tackle was made. Mauricio made a great play.
Offsetting penalties,
Offsets.
Kenny.
So obviously he did something the official didn't not like also.
Both clubs.
And that will just move us to a 4th down, and the Spartans are going to try a field goal because 3 points may win this game.
Hey, Ken, I'm not surprised. Jimmy Iacona has kicked field goals for them all year, but Jimmy Iacona did not kick off in today's game. Number 11, Jeff Herbert, whose name on the back of his jersey says Dooley, but it's number 11, Jeff Herbert, who is a freshman kicker. Here we go.
Kick. Bad placement, but a good foot.
No good.
Wide right. It looked good from here, but the official on the right side says no good. Dwight Lige was the holder. He had a little difficulty with the snap.
But he did a great job getting the snap down.
Sure did.
Obviously, though, timing is so crucial there. Jimmy just didn't get it all, and it went just off to the right.
And the Cougars put off the first threat of the game by the Spartans and hold them. And the Cougars will take the ball themselves. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. In high school ball and even in the pros, the ball is moved inside from the 20 when a field goal is attempted, is moved to the 20-yard line. So the Cougars will put it into play 1st and 10 from the 20. Shrek once again is the quarterback, and we're looking for some passing here. Vavrance is in motion right, and Shrek moves right. Being chased on a play, throws the ball, and I don't see a flag. We could have had a grounding call on the play, but we do not.
That was 67 Tom Kitchen, the nose tackle for Madison Central. Or actually the defensive tackle coming in and pressuring Shrek into throwing the ball away.
Shrek did a good job to fight him off with his left hand and deliver the ball, even though it was about 10 yards short of his receiver on that side.
Yeah, it very closely could have been a grounding call. It's 2nd and 10.
Chip Cordair comes left. Womble and Vavrance, along with Ramirez in the backfield. Pitches, or hands off Ramirez. Spins, picks up 2.
Good work by Ramirez. He got that all on his own. He was hit at the line of scrimmage and spun away from it.
Before he spun and picked up another 2. Almost a 4-yard gain. 3rd down 6 for the Cougars.
This is a big play for the Madison Central defense because if they can hold Cedar Ridge here, force Cedar Ridge into punting again, they will once again have good field position, and their offense has been moving the ball quite nicely.
6:30 left in the half, and no score from Old Bridge, New Jersey's Lombardi Field. The Cougars of Cedar Ridge and the Spartans of Madison Central. The Cougars in the white with the green and gold trim. Schreck's in trouble, dumps it off. He's hit as he dumps it off by number 66 on the play, Wade Swain, the nose guard. And the pass falls short and brings up another 4th down for the Cougars.
Madison Central defense is doing a good job putting the pressure on Tommy Schreck. I guess by now they know he's going to throw the ball a little bit, and the defensive line is getting good pursuit and putting real good pressure on Schreck. And here comes that punt we were talking about. This is key because, as you can see, the deep backs for Madison, Dwight Lige and Bobby Nigger, are back at about their own 45. So Madison will get good field position out of this punt.
John Knight's had a good day punting once again, 84, and a beautiful
once again
spiral,
right there.
And a fair catch call by Nigham at the 40-yard line of the Spartans, and they'll put it into play, 1st and 10 from their own 40. And we're here with a scoreless game with 6 minutes and 9 seconds left in the half. A game going as we expected, a defensive battle. And Ronnie was right. We're going to look for a break here, a fumble, an interception that may ice this game for one of these two teams that are in search of that elusive victory this year.
Kenny, I really feel it's going to take a big play. The play by Bates when Cedar made the tackle in the secondary, that might have been the big play for Madison. I don't know if they've got, how many of those are going to get today, I don't know. It's 1st and 10.
Iacono over center. Looks like our wide receiver here is Lige. And he's who he's going to. Vavrance had good coverage, but looked back to find the ball. And at that moment, Dwight Lige, who was in a wide receiver position, broke free.
Not a typical play for Madison Central, have we spoken about. But like I said, Dwight Lige is one of the fastest players on the field for the Spartans.
But so is Joe Vavrance for
yeah.
Cedar Ridge, so you had the fastest against the fastest.
Joe was step by step with him all the way down the sideline. Dwight just got a little bit away at the last moment, made the catch. Vavrance is right there to make the hit. 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
Lige
They're moving the ball nice.
Is wide right again. Iacono hands off to number 2, Nigham, goes up the middle, picks up 2. Ramirez, number 44. And number 61 for the Cougars, the linebacker John Denny on the play.
All right, now, Kenny, here comes a situation where the Madison Central offense has really moved the ball nicely today. However, obviously, they have nothing to show for it. At this point, they've got to put some points on the board. This is their drive. They're down at about the 23-yard line. This drive has got to get them something. Otherwise, they've been close 3 times and come away shorthanded all 3 times.
Lige is back in the backfield this time. And he's not at the wide receiver. They have a wide receiver left, number 6 for the Spartans. On the option, Iacono snuffed out. Number 56.
That was 66, Andres Ramirez, the nose tackle.
Nose tackle, 66, one of the Ramirez twins, who, as you can see, are playing a large part in today's game for the Cougars. And a loss on the play of about 3 or 4, and that puts the Cougars in good position. The Spartans are now facing a 3rd down, 11 yards for a 1st down. They're in Cougar territory. Another strong drive by the Spartans. And it looks like Lige is going to split right. We see him switch positions in the backfield. He's replaced by number 3, Kevin Daly, in the backfield. Iacono once again to Lige, and we could have a penalty. The pass is intercepted in the end zone.
As you can see, Kenny, Madison does not throw the ball that often. When Lige went down there were 3 Cedar Ridge defenders with him. It would have taken a perfect pass. It was a well-thrown ball by Iacono, and Vavrance made a nice play to intercept the ball.
We saw a tangle of feet between Chip Cordair and the intended receiver, Dwight Lige, which freed up Joe Vavrance. We want to pan to the outside here, and I want you to take a look at the crowds we've got here along the fence, reminiscent of early Madison Central Cedar Ridge football.
I haven't seen a crowd like this, Kenny, here in about 5 or 6 years. This is a real nice super crowd here.
Pitch right, Vavrance, number 70 for the Spartans.
Rich Leach on the tackle.
Rich Leach on the tackle was right there to meet Joe Vavrance, and a loss on the play of 4 for the Cougars, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 14 from their own 16-yard line. 3 minutes, 53 seconds left in the half. As the Cougars try to mount a drive, they've had not so good field position, but they have not consistently moved the ball either.
Well, field position's a key to this game. Madison's had it and moved it. Cedar Ridge hasn't had to give it up. But here we go. It's 2nd and 14.
The pass is a little risky when you're this deep in your own territory, but you may have to take risks in order to get a score. Schreck drops straight back, being chased. Vavrance is open on the left sideline, makes the catch. Immediately hit by number 1, Dwight Lige. Once again, those guys team up, offense, defense. They switch roles.
They're going to be best friends by the end of the day. They're going to see something. They should have dinner together at the end of this one.
And the coaches are hoping that they're going to neutralize things.
That play picked up 7 yards for the Cougars, and they need about another 7 to go. Actually, it picked up more like 6. It's like 3rd and 8 here. Another big play coming up. Big offensive play coming up for the Cougars. Big defensive play coming up for the Spartans.
The Cougars are on their own 22-yard line. John Panagis moves to the left tight end, and Tom Schreck doesn't like the setup. He calls a timeout. And they'll discuss it with Pete Brennan as he marches out. And Bob DeMarco goes out on the field to talk to his defense about this upcoming play.
2 friends entering the field at the same time, going to talk to their respective
They didn't give
squads.
each other a second look, though. They're more interested in what's going on in the field and their players.
You know, a funny story is Pete and Bobby have really been trying to purposely avoid each other. And they've really been doing a good job avoiding each other. There you can see the crowd, the shot of the crowd. It's really a gorgeous day here. Like Gene had said, it's one of the only games around in the county. Real nice crowd here. But going back to that, Bobby DeMarco and Pete Brennan have really been trying to avoid each other. I'm sure they'll talk next week and whatever. However, yesterday after practice, Coach DeMarco and a couple of his coaches went over to a restaurant on Route 79 for lunch. And about 10 minutes after they got there, Coach Brennan and 2 of his coaches walked in. They all looked at each other, started laughing, sat and had lunch together.
That's great.
So they, even in competition, they're still the best of friends.
Was that? Was that Bob DeMarco's original restaurant?
That's Bob DeMarco's original restaurant. I think Coach Brennan didn't realize he was going to be there. But it's kind of ironic that they met the day before the big game, and
they can enjoy times together.
They just sat for a while and laughed and chit-chatted, and it was fine.
Mark Mansfield wide left. Joe Vavrance in motion left. Schreck calling signals, drops straight back, looks right. There is Panagis going down the sidelines and makes an excellent effort.
That's a tough play. That's a tough play, Kenny, because number one, he's got to stay in bounds. John's got to keep his feet in bounds the whole time, and I mean, he can't go outside to get the ball. If he had a little more room on the sideline where he's able to spread out a little bit and keep the ball in front of him, but he wasn't able to do that. He basically had to keep his feet in bounds and try to jump up and catch it. Great effort. Super effort by Panagis.
Schreck did a nice job in getting the ball out there to Panagis. Sayakona was there on the coverage as well. And John Knight is deep for the Cougars to punt. Lige and Nigam back for the Spartans on the 50-yard line to receive it. Knight's had a wonderful day and another beautiful punt. Pushes Nigam back to the 2 where he drops the ball and falls on it. Dennis Aponte quick on the coverage for the Cougars. The Spartans have been moved back to their own 37-yard line. Excellent punting by John Knight.
Tremendous. I'm sure the weather has a lot to do with it. We saw Wade Swain have 2 punts today. One went for good distance, one was placed nicely, but all 3 of Knight's punts have been super. Bobby Nigam did a nice job on that because once the tendency, especially for these young players, is once they fumble a punt, is they try then to pick it up and run with it. And usually they're getting hit as they picked it up, and the ball rolls around and everything can break loose at that point. And once Bobby dropped the punt, he knew his responsibility at that point was to pounce on it and leave it there. Nice job by Nigam after his miscue.
That plays a part there.
Oh, yeah.
Iacono first back through. Weetan Bates. He's having a great day.
I'll tell you something. If you look at Wade Tom's number, he's number 80. He was not a fullback in the beginning of the season. That's not your regular fullback number. Wade Tom was a split end, and just during the practice, this is what I talked about earlier before the game. There have been so many changes on this team that number 80 is now your fullback.
First down at the 50-yard line for the Spartans. 2 minutes, 29 seconds left. Bates again. Picks up 5 down to the Cougar 45-yard line. Number 61, John Denny. Number 44, Ramirez. Number 33, Smith on the hit. Panagis put a little hand in there, too, for 99.
Speaking of the Spartan fullback position, last year the Spartan fullback was number 44, Robbie Beats. Robbie is a senior this year. He was a fine fullback last year. I want to talk about Robbie because it's an amazing story after this play.
Iacono over center. Second down, 6. First back again. Hit immediately on the play by number 61, John Denny, the linebacker. And he lost about a half yard on the play. And the Spartans will face a 3rd and 7.
Getting back to Robbie Beats, Ken. Robbie Beats played last year the Thanksgiving Day game. He was the MVP for Madison Central in that game. The following week, Madison Central had to play at Middletown South in the state championship game, and Robbie Beats suffered an injury. He suffered a very serious knee injury. Once again, we'll go back to the live action.
Minute 22 left. Quick pass, number 44, Beats, who we're just talking about. He must have heard us. Picks up a Spartan first down. And he's down to the 40-yard line, inside the 40 of the Spartans.
Coach DeMarco calls a timeout here with 1:17 left in the half.
It looks like he wants to cash in before the halftime if he can.
It'd be a great move for him if he could. Going back to Robbie Beats, the pass receiver on that. It's a miracle that Robbie's playing in today's game. It's a miracle that Robbie's played all season. What happened to Robbie in the Middletown South game was that he had a knee injury. And the knee injury that he suffered was where he tore the ligaments and the cartilage in his leg, in his knee, and it wasn't one that nowadays can be fixed by that arthroscopic surgery where the kids are back again in 3 weeks. This was major reconstructive knee surgery, and he did a super job. He worked hard. I spoke to him in the offseason. He umpired some of my Little League games last year, and he really dedicated himself, and he made it a goal of his to be back for opening day for football, and he was, and he worked really hard. He's a senior. He hasn't been as effective this year. He's been playing different positions. He did lose a quick step, but it's a miracle that Robbie's back, and we all wish him well.
Speaking of miracles, I'm just watching defensive coach Rocky Knowles for the Cougars, and we want to go over those coaching lineups. Just talking over things with the Cougars, and his little story with Rocky Knowles too.
Oh, well, Pete was a little nervous. Pete Brennan was a little nervous before the game because Rocky wasn't here yet. Now you say, oh, geez, the coach overslept or something. Well, that wasn't the case. Rocky probably didn't get any sleep last night.
Pitch back to Nigam, number 55 for the Cougars right there to cover the play. That's Graham Edwards, the defensive end. As Iacono was going down, he pitched right to Nigam, and the Spartans lose ground on that play and face a 2nd and about 20, and they're back to the Cougar 45 or 44-yard line.
Okay, where Rocky was before the game. Rocky's wife is currently pregnant, and her due date is today. And last night, his wife had labor pains all through the morning, and it took Rocky a little bit of time to get her. As we know right now, she has not delivered birth yet, so we may have a Thanksgiving baby on our hands today.
Number 22 for the Cougars was there. Iacono eluded number 22. That's George Bruton, the defensive end. But the rest of the Cougars squad, including number 80, Tony Brancato, were there to meet Mr. Iacono as he ran left. And once again, we'll face a 3rd down and a 20 from the Cougar 46-yard line.
Kenny, I don't know if we're going to get this play off. There's 10 seconds left on the clock here. They may just get this play off.
And it looks like they'll want to throw the ball. And it is handed off up the middle to the most successful play of the day. And that's Wayton Bates up the middle. And that's halftime. And we've got a halftime score of 0-0 from Lombardi Field here in Old Bridge, New Jersey. We're going to go down on the field to Kevin Egan, along with the coach, Bob DeMarco, and get his opening half comments.
Coach, pretty good first half. How do you think so far?
Well, we had a lot of opportunities in the first half. When you get that many opportunities, you got to get in once in a while. And that's pretty scary as far as I'm concerned. We get a little letdown on defense, and, we're going to be in trouble. But I thought our defense was outstanding in the first half. And we were a step away from breaking a couple, but, we didn't put the ball in the end zone.
Yesterday, you talked about changes expected from Cedar Ridge. Do you see anything that you didn't expect, changes you had to make during the game?
We thought they may come a little I formation against us, and that's exactly what they did. But they're mixing it up. Defensively, there isn't anything that we didn't see. It's the same.
Okay, you said yesterday there might be some changes for yourself. Arneo, the backup quarterback, was warming up a couple times. Was there a possibility of him coming in?
Yeah, there's a possibility he'll come in the second half. In our offense, our quarterback has to make something happen running the ball, and we haven't had that happen in the first half.
I know you got to go, Coach. Just real quick, we talked earlier about the Thanksgiving tradition possibly leaving this area. What do you think about it?
Oh, I'm very upset with the whole Thanksgiving situation. I think football, high school football, should definitely be played on Thanksgiving Day.
Okay, Coach, good luck second half.
His desire to make the quarterback has to make things go for the Spartans, and that's why Arneo was in there for that play. We may see more of him in the second half because he was warming up on the sidelines for the Spartans.
As Kevin alluded to earlier, that's the fourth person to play quarterback for the Spartans this year. They started out their season using Dwight Lige at quarterback, then they switched to Bobby Nagum, then they switched to Jimmy Iacona, and even though it's only been for a play, Ricky Arneo today got himself a little Thanksgiving Day glory and got in there for that one play. But we shall see what happens the rest of the way here. I think it's really going to be interesting, and I really think that it's just the way I expected it. I think it's a tough defensive battle. I'm really a little bit surprised at how easily Madison has moved the ball. However, I'm not surprised they haven't scored. I mean, I expected the Cedar Ridge defense to be a little bit stauncher, but if you think about it, it's been some big plays for Madison, some big runs, a couple of pass plays, and it's still a scoreless tie. Both teams have got to be satisfied at this point. It now becomes a 24-minute football game.
And we're looking forward to the second half. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the bands on the field. Right now, the Cougar Marching Band from Cedar Ridge and our announcer, Gus Perch, followed by the Madison Central Band and our announcer, John Gorgas. Enjoy halftime. We'll be back with the second half.
First, you will hear the theme music.
Just a fraction of what we spend dining out could help pick up the tab for a good cause. A small part of what we spend on sports could help keep our community in shape. Or some of our time on the phone could help answer society's problems. Won't you get involved? By giving 5% of your income and volunteering 5 hours per week, you can really help your community. This year, make it your goal to give 5. What you get back is immeasurable.
Mom, where do forest fires come from?
I was going to take a job with that engineering firm in New York. I got a better offer. I'm building schools overseas with the Peace Corps. The pace is a little slower than New York, but here I'm getting grassroots experience I couldn't get anywhere else. The way I look at it, the world can wait 2 years for another 40-story smoked glass high-rise.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
Cougars.
Those are the ones that, right behind right on the back of the sales sticker where they say the price on the back it says. Oh, you took a lot of that.
I thought our strawberry remark was coming. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Because how many, for the few games he won them on the field, how many did he lose them with the data?
And now, I think, too, it's going to be more of a case where the players realize they're going to have to do stuff, whereas before they can sit back and make the strawberry and run. Anything, sign Coleman, I think.
That's because every day another one does it hard.
Johnny Cleese was in Home Alone.
Yeah, for cameo.
It was funny.
He was a
He grabbed the polka band. Uncle Buck was on TV a couple weeks ago. The funny movie. We saw that. Before I see that, before I like it. Yeah, no, is that any good? Really, I haven't seen it.
I like that. Thank you very much. Never meet you before. Neil. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'd like to do a little bit of. You know my band? What's your name, buddy?
Vince?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Cedar Marching Cougar Band, on behalf of Band Director Walter McAloon and the Marching Cougars, a happy Thanksgiving and a big thank you to all for your continued support. As the Cedar Cougar Marching Band leaves the field, just a reminder, the G-Swing Volunteer First Aid Squad is selling poinsettias at the main gate. They will be also taking orders for December deliveries. That's the G-Swing Volunteer First Aid Squad selling poinsettias at the main gate and will be taking orders for December deliveries. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Madison Central High School Spartan Marching Band. Madison Central Marching Spartans have enjoyed outstanding success over the past few years. In the 1989, the band finished second in the Eastern Marching Band Association Championships. They scored a score of 89.5 and also captured the New Jersey State Group 1 title. This year, the band garnered a third place finish at the finals with a highly respectable score of 83.25. The instructors include music instructor Jeff Slater, drill instructors Bob McCabe and Bob Tobin, drum instructor Tom Giovi, band front instructor Ron Beam and Juan Ruiz, and of course, a long-time band director Joseph Kaschak. The Madison Marching Spartans are led by drum majors Sean Nielsen and Deborah Gloucester, drum sergeant Jeremy Pace, flight captains Kathy Freeman and Mary Fitzgerald. The band's repertoire begins with Happy Days Are Here Again, featuring soloists Jerry Carino, Sean Nielsen, and Helene Yudman. The second number is Flight of the Condor, with a duet by Sean Nielsen and Deborah Gloucester. Another solo from Jerry Carino. The finale is How Do You Keep the Music Playing, with solos by Doral Reed and Mike Burrell. Thank you. marching band.
March, march. 1, 2, ready,
Let's hear it for the marching Spartans.
Just me and my sister, and I'm holding this. And that.
Welcome back. Half number 2 from Old Bridge, Lombardi Field. Spartans of Madison Central 0, the Cougars of Cedar Ridge 0. An interesting half ahead of us. And we're going to fade to the scoreboard so you can catch those zeros. And also can catch the lineup on Ticetown Road if we can pan right a little bit. Because we've got, like the old days, we got a lineup of people on the road that don't want to pay that dollar and want to watch the game. The Spartans, there they are.
There they are up there on the road, the
See them
non-paying
lined up the
customers.
cheap seats. We got them.
Catch them all. Zoom in on their faces. We want the guilty parties
You know
on
who
TV.
you are. Pay your dollar and come on into the game. The Spartans are entering the field. The Cougars have already. And we have some interesting halftime stats that are indicative of our first half.
Well, Kenny, as we talked about earlier in the first half, Madison Central has really done a job putting up some yardage, and Cedar Ridge hasn't. Madison Central has gained 147 total yards. Most of that, Tom Bates, the fullback, 11 carries, 79 yards. That's a little better than a 7-yard per carry average. Bobby Nagum has 5 carries for 29 yards. Dwight Lige, 3 carries for 10 yards. And a key to the Madison offense, Jimmy Iacona, the quarterback, as you heard Coach DeMarco said, he needs to gain yardage in this offense. He's carried the ball 7 times for a negative 8 yards. That's perhaps the one sole reason why Madison hasn't been able to score, is that they haven't been able to pop the quarterback free. Offensively for Cedar Ridge, their rushing has totaled a total of 8 yards. Joe Vavrins has carried the ball twice for a minus 3 yards. Mauricio Ramirez, the fullback, 3 carries for 3 yards, and Damon Wammel, the halfback, 4 carries for 8 yards. Total yardage for Cedar Ridge, 25 yards. Total with their 2 receptions. Total yardage for Madison Central, 147 yards. Madison Central, with the team that doesn't throw the ball, has 3 receptions for 37 yards. And Cedar Ridge, the team that was supposed to throw the ball, has 2 receptions for 17 yards.
We go into our caption there. The Cougars have only 2 victories coming in 1973 and 75. And they're looking for one today. They'd like to get off the schneid there. We got the captains meeting at half at the 50-yard line. The Spartans have the choice. Mike Stockelberg chooses to receive. So the Spartans will have their first hands on the ball. The Cougars will start off with their defense. And we got to see a score here. We're going to end up in a 0-0 battle.
Hey, Ken, I'm expecting a tremendous half of football. I think both teams, are understand where they're at. They're maybe Madison isn't exactly happy to be where they're at, but they're happy to be where they're at. And I think we're going to see a tremendous half of football.
We know Bob DeMarco is the king of adjustments.
Oh, yes.
Nobody makes him better.
Oh, yeah. We've seen
his
that.
Opponent, Pete Brennan, had the tutelage of Bob DeMarco.
Exactly.
So he's right along with
Exactly.
him. So we're going to see some adjustments made here and some changes in the second half.
Well, this, like I said, should be an interesting half. One score might do it. And now we're going to go down the field to Kevin Egan. Take it away, Kevin.
Okay, as you guys were saying upstairs, the total yard offense in the first half was tremendously in favor of Madison Central. I tried to get Coach Pete Brennan on with me at halftime for Cedar Ridge, but he was in the halftime locker room the whole time trying to make some changes for the second half. Look for another exciting second half. We're looking for more score. 0-0 tie back upstairs.
Ball received by number 16, Max Tagliano.
That was Max Stagliano with the kickoff return for Madison Central. Madison will get the ball at their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10. 32-yard line, 1st and 10.
Once again, we expect to see Mike Stockelberg, 54, the center, McKiernan, number 78, Toby Metzger, number 63, the guards, the tackles, Dave Lippert, number 52, the captain, Jack Gillick, number 50, the tight end, Rob Beats, number 44, Scott Horowitz, switching along with number 6 on the play at the wide receiver, Jim Iacono. As expected, the quarterback fumbles. And a Cedar Ridge recovery. Looks like John Panagas, or no, it's number 33, Bill Smith, for the Cougars. Right off the bat, option Iacono fumble.
Well, there it is, that high-risk offense. This is the break we may have been talking about. We're going to have to see what happens here. The Cedar Ridge offense has only mustered 25 yards in the first half total offense. Now they're, 37 yards or 36 yards away from pay dirt. Or, 31 yards away, it looks like, from pay dirt. So we're going to have to see what happens here.
Best field position, obviously, of the game for the Cougars on the Spartan 31-yard line. Shrek, the quarterback, goes over John Lynch, the center, number 71. Pitch to Womble around left. He's got some blockers, and he's going to pick up 4 or 5 on the play. Damon Womble, number 21, the senior, who's had a 1,000-yard and a 750-yard season to his credit in his previous sophomore and junior years. They have not used Damon Womble as much this year. He's been the up back in the wishbone option offense used by Pete Brennan, but they're trying to feature him today in their offensive scheme. Bill Hicks, number 75, Jerry Spatola, the guards for the Cougars, 75 and 50 respectively. John Denny, 61, a tackle, along with Dino Rosado, 54. Panagas, the tight end, 99. Womble, wide open, up the middle, off tackle, picks up 4 or 5 more, and it looks like they may be at a yard short of the first down exactly, less than a yard. 3rd and less than a yard for a Cougar first down, the Spartan 22-yard line.
3rd and 1 here. This is 4 down territory for the Cougars, so this isn't as big of a 3rd down play as we've seen.
We got a timeout, early timeout.
Quick timeout, very much so.
And that, once again, is a Bob DeMarco characteristic used by Pete Brennan. Bob has never been one to hold on to timeouts. If he feels an adjustment is needed, he makes it then and there on the spot.
There you see Coach Brennan on the field talking to his Cougars. Pete Brennan has done a tremendous job at Cedar Ridge this year. There's also somebody else I'd like to comment on, and that's the principal at Cedar Ridge, Pat Burns.
I wanted to go through those full lineups of the staffs and the coaching staffs and the administrative staffs when we get a chance as well, Ron. But go ahead with your.
Dr. Burns is the principal now at Cedar Ridge, and he has done a tremendous job building spirit up there. And we're going to go down to Kevin Egan on the field briefly, and Kevin is going to be with Pat Burns, Dr. Pat Burns, the principal at Cedar Ridge, and Mr. Jerry Nestor, who is the athletic director at Cedar Ridge High School. We're going to Kevin now.
Okay, with me now is the vice principal of Cedar Ridge, Mr. Burns, and Mr. Nestor, the athletic director at Cedar Ridge. Well, guys, the game is going pretty good, 0-0 tie. Cedar Ridge might be going in for a score here. What's your, how do you see the game so far?
It's a close game. I'm glad everybody's excited about it, but I just hope we score in this run.
Okay, earlier, during the course of the game, we've been talking about the Thanksgiving tradition and the fact that there's very little Middlesex County Thanksgiving games this year because of their new playoff system. What's your, how do you see the new system and the future of the Thanksgiving football game?
Well, unfortunately, I think the state is going to dictate how we do things, and unfortunately, it's possible we could wipe out Thanksgiving games later on, maybe next year, year after. And really, there's not much we can do about it.
Okay, we have a new program starting at Cedar Ridge with new coach Pete Brennan. He's building the program. We talked about it during the game. There's not a whole lot of seniors. He built the program around a wishbone. Some changes today to try to win the game. What has the atmosphere of Cedar Ridge been? How the spirit and everything else around the school?
Oh, there's a lot of spirit. The kids are up. Pete Brennan has done one heck of a job. He really has developed unity and spirit within the kids. And I think over the next coming years, you're going to see a lot more.
Okay, once again, Cedar Ridge seems to be moving the ball. We'll go back upstairs. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Back to the live action. What we missed here was Cedar Ridge gaining the first down on that 3rd and 1, and then the first 2 plays on the new series. The Madison Central defense did a good job stopping the Cedar Ridge offense, and it's 3rd and 9.
All All right, 3rd and 9. Thanks, Dr. Burns and Jerry Nestor, athletic director at Cedar Ridge. Once again, I want to go over those staffs for both schools and thank them for all their help. Shrek is the quarterback. Hands off to Womble. Goes nowhere.
Womble on the carry, brought down by number 33, Mike D'Amato.
Mike D'Amato in on the tackle for the Spartans, along with number 67, Tom Kitchen, on the play. Fourth down. It is fourth down.
We're going to have the field goal.
territory.
No, we're going to have the field goal try here, Kenny.
Panigas has got the big foot for Cedar Ridge. And this will be with the 10 yards.
About a 37-yarder. About a 37-yard field goal
got the
attempt.
foot for it. The Cougars are going to call a timeout, however.
Timeout.
Going to go to a timeout and set this up. Panigas has got a good foot. He can go that 37 yards.
Coach Brennan can't be happy having to use the second timeout so early in the half, although we did say he subscribes to the Bob DeMarco theory of use your timeouts when you have to. I'm sure he can't be too thrilled about having used 2 timeouts already just 4 minutes into the half. He leaves them only 1 for the remainder of the game. However, this could be a very big field goal for them.
Could be a game winner. Let's go over the administrative and coaching staffs of Cedar Ridge High School. The principal, Dr. Pat Burns. Dr. Pat O'Donnell is the vice principal. The athletic director is Jerry Nestor. The band director is Walt McAloon, assisted by John Swoboda. The cheerleader advisor is Claudia Svetlisa and Carol Grant. Pete Brennan's the head coach. His assistants, Rocky Knowles, Chris Donahue, Ron Guarneri, Bob Erickson, Tom Steed, Doug O'Connell. Ralph Diorio is the trainer. Tom Schreck, number 9, will be the holder. He's also the quarterback, so we have to be aware of the fake possibility. An important play, 7:59 left in quarter number 3, a 0-0 tie from Old Bridge. Panigas has got it lined. High snap, Panigas, big foot. It's deep. It is no good. Falls just short.
Short. He had the accuracy, but not the distance.
He was
that
on
time.
line, but fell about 5 yards short. So the Spartans hold in their first test deep in their own territory, and will take over the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line for their second possession of this half. Remembering last possession, the fumble by quarterback Jim Iacono.
Well, as we said earlier, Madison had a break, wasn't able to convert it. Cedar Ridge now has had a break. They weren't able to convert it. Well, I'm telling you, as close as we get to the end of the game, I'll be telling you all day, this is going to be a tough one, a 1-score game.
Up the middle, number 80, Waiton Bates. Most effective carrier for the Spartan in the first half, but he only picks up 1. Nose guard, number 44. And number 66, Andre Ramirez on the play. Second and 9, Spartans, their own 21-yard line. Second back, Lige on the carry. Met early, number 33, Bill Smith on the tackle for the Cougars. Pickup of 3. It'll be a 3rd and 6 for the Spartans on their own 24-yard line.
There you see the Madison Central trainer, Tom Doucette, working on number 67 for Madison, the defensive tackle, Tom Kitchen. Tom has done a great job for the Spartan line today. Let's hope for the Spartans' sake he can stay in the game today.
3rd and 6, Spartans, their own 24-yard line. Second back on the crisscross, Lige gets past number 10, Chip Guadair, and may have enough for a first down.
It'll be real close, Kenny. I can't tell from here where the referee spotting the ball.
It looks like it's a Cougar first down. George Bruton, the defensive end, number 22, had the first shot.
Spartan first
Lige,
down.
And wasn't able to come up with it as Lige went wide. Chip Guadair forced him out of bounds. A first down, 31-yard line of the Spartans.
Madison Central continually moving the ball on the Cedar Ridge defense.
1st and 10 Spartans. Somebody on the Spartan side, number 52. Dave Lippert, the right offensive tackle and captain for the Spartans, came offside. And illegal procedure. And that'll push the Spartans back
Madison Central.
to their 36-yard line, or their 26-yard line, where it'll bring up a first and 15. Not what you like to see. They're stopping themselves today with the fumbles and the penalties.
Well, we knew it would be a game of mistakes. Mistakes will kill you. This may be not hurt them too bad, considering now they've got 4 downs to get 15 yards. We'll have to see how good they can do it here.
Second back, Lige hit immediately on the play. Linebacker number 33, Bill Smith, the senior, once again on the tackle.
Cedar Ridge defense, I'm sure they made some adjustments at the half. I'm sure they did a nice job, and they're shutting down the Madison Central offense so far this half.
The Cougar defense, the nose guard Andre Ramirez, number 66, Aponte 60, and Panagis, number 99, the tackles. George Brute, number 22, Graham Edwards, 55, the ends. Smith and Denny, the linebackers. Gordaire, Vavrins, deep, along with Womble.
Bates once again up the middle, picked up about 7 yards.
Their most effective play. Picks up 7, maybe 8 on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 7 for the Spartans. Tony Brancato is also in that defensive backfield for the Cougars. I see John Knight, number 14, in there as well. Iacono over center. Long count. He's got it in the option, pitches wide to Nigham, first down and more. Forced out by Smith on the far sideline.
Kenny, that's classic wishbone. That's the way the wishbone's supposed to work. The quarterback on the around end, as you see, we can see it from here. You can't see it on TV, but Coach Mickey Roberts, the offensive coordinator for Madison's out 10 yards on the field, clapping for his offense. That was one of the best pitch plays I have seen Madison run all season. Okay? Basically, all it is it's Jimmy the Iacono, the quarterback's got to wait till the last minute he possibly can before he lets go of the ball. Nigham grabbed the ball in the air and took it up for a first down.
Dwight Lige is wide right for the Spartans, so let's look for that on this play. He comes around on the end around, plenty of room. This may be it.
This is a wrinkle, something we've never seen.
Joe Vavrins and Dwight Lige
meet again on the opposite side of the field.
On the 40-yard line of the Cougars.
It's got an 18-yard game for the Spartans. That is something I've never seen Coach DeMarco do. Lige is lined up wide a few times today, and they've thrown the ball to him.
I watched that number 1, and he's the key man for the Spartans.
That's right. He had 2 receptions in the first half. And this is a little wrinkle, a little bit different. He came on an end around, and a big gainer for the Spartans.
Scott Horowitz, number 23, goes back in at wide receiver. Lige comes out. Spartans first down. 40-yard line of the Cougars. First back, Waiton Bates. 5 yards on the play. Brought down number 99, John Panagis. The Spartans are driving again.
Gain of about 5 makes it 2nd and 5.
Kenny in the game right now for Madison Central, number 36, with the name Wallace on his back, is actually freshman running back Ron Atlack. Ron led the freshman team. He was the freshman quarterback. He led the freshman team to a fine season, including a 14-6 victory last Saturday over the Cedar Ridge freshmen. Ron is in there for today's game.
First back, Bates. Picks up 3.
He's picked up 9 yards and 2 carries here. He's been the workhorse for the Spartan offense, doing a real super job for Madison.
33-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Spartans. Horowitz brings the play in for the Spartans. For the Cougars, number 75 enters the game. That's Bill Hicks. Somebody for Cedar Ridge, number 61. Linebacker John Denny up on the line, jumps. And that'll give the Spartans a first down without having to work for it.
And Ken, unlike the pro game where you can you can break the plane of the line of scrimmage, and if you get back before the snap, you're not offsides. In high school, the minute you break that plane, it's immediately blown dead. You are offsides, and it's a 5-yard penalty and a first down for Madison Central.
Inside the Cougar 30-yard line, they're on the Cougar 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Long count by Iacono. Still has the ball, has a seam. met by Tony Brancato, number 80 in the defensive secondary, a pickup of 7 or 8 on the play.
That's been Iacona's best run of the day, Ken. I have a feeling that the Madison offense is starting to open things up a little bit. They're starting to open better holes. They've got the Cedar Ridge defense on their heels a little bit, looking for the pitch or looking for the ball up the middle. Iacona kept it that time, gained 8, 2nd and 2.
Pete Brennan does not have the ability to call a timeout and make adjustments on the field now with only 1 timeout left.
It'd be very hard for him to use a defensive timeout right here. It would cost him.
Once again, same play. Panagas penetrates. Number 99 gets the shoelaces of Iacona, who picks up another 2. We're close to a first down, but we're about a half yard to a yard short. They are inside the 20-yard line. They're down to about the 19.5-yard line. 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1.
Rob Field, number 6, brings in the play as he'll go to split end for the Spartans. The Cougars dig in up front. First back, Wayton Bates has close to a first down. He's knocked back by number 75 for the Cougars.
It's all going to depend on the spot of the referee, Kenny. The spot of the referee is the key. Where they mark his forward progress. They're gonna bring the chains out for a measurement here. From the looks of it, I think it's very, very close. This is too tough.
You're really committing
this
here.
Is I'm walking a fine line here.
That run for mayor next year?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. I was going to make the call as I said that. Then I looked and I said, no.
I thought he had enough initially, but it was hit back.
Very, very. Oh, baby.
Could it be any close?
How's that for close? How is that for very, very close? I called it right in the nose.
All right, we'll give you that one, Ron.
We got about 2 inches here. He's got to go for it in this situation.
The players trying to get the fans pumped up on the near Spartan sideline.
You know, we may see a quarterback sneak, just a little surge by the offensive line. Iacona follow the center right through.
4th and less than 1 for the Spartans on the 19-yard line of the Cougars. 2 minutes left in the 3rd period.
Biggest play of the game so far, Kenny, right here.
Looks like he's trying to draw him offside. Same play. He's got it. He's to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 Spartans on the Cougar 15-yard line.
Surprised me a little bit that he would risk the handoff, but then again, Bates has done a super job all day. Him and Iacona have been right on, and a great call by DeMarco. Great execution by the offensive line of the Spartans, and they're really putting a drive together here. This is real nice.
The territory starts to run out for the Cougars on defense, so they're going to tighten things up. The Spartans don't like what they see, and they're going to call a timeout. Bob DeMarco's going to come in. Rocky Knowles heads in for the Cougars to tighten things up for their defense.
We're going to get a look here at Coach Knowles, the defensive coach of the Cougars. And I did learn at halftime that Coach Knowles did get here, obviously, in plenty of time. There he is with the gray pants on and the green jacket. And Rocky's wife is currently still experiencing labor. Apparently, we're being told it was false labor. She's not going to have a Thanksgiving Day baby. We're just about ready now. We're going to go down on the field in a few seconds here. We're getting set up with the principal of Madison Central, Mr. Joseph Sweeney, and the athletic director, Mr. Rick Zabady. We're going right down to Kevin now.
We're at Madison Central, and the principal at Madison Central. The game is going pretty good. Madison seems to be going in for a score right now. How do you think it's going so far?
The game is going very well. I think they're playing very well, and I hope we get a score here.
Okay, the principal, Joe Sweeney, Madison Central. We've been talking earlier about the Thanksgiving tradition here at
Great tradition.
in Old Bridge. Well, it's one of only a few games here in Middlesex County. What do you think about the tradition, the possibility of losing it?
I would hate to lose it. I think the Thanksgiving Day tradition is more important than any playoff schedule. And I don't know if we scored, but we got awfully close. I like the Thanksgiving Day tradition. They should stay with it. The state should not interfere. This is a great friendly rivalry with our sister school. We're playing very well against each other, and I hope this never, ever stops.
Okay, it looks like we have a 2nd and 1 from the 6-yard line. Real quick, what are your thoughts on the Thanksgiving game?
I think the Thanksgiving game is an excellent classic to have. I know even when we're in state tournament games, we always took a lot of pride in winning this game. It's a good traditional game, and I hope it never changes and it stays Thanksgiving and it stays 11 o'clock in the morning. The crowd here has been excellent today. Nice turnout, and it's a great thrill for the kids to be able to play in a game like this.
Okay, there's a penalty on the play.
We missed a play there after the timeout. Dwight Lige ran the ball down to the looked like about the 6-yard line, which made it 2nd and 1 for the Spartans. But now there was an illegal procedure penalty against Madison. Actually, delay a game penalty, it looks like, against Madison Central. And they'll now have 2nd down and about 5 to go at the 10. Take it, Penny.
They can get a first down before they score. 2nd back. Lige dives underneath the pile.
He's going to have enough for a first down.
He's inside the 5, down to about the 4. Brancato, Cordair, and Ramirez in on the tackle.
Kenny, this is the ball game right here for Madison Central. As I've been saying all along, this is going to be a one-score game. This may be the score. They're going to need to do something here. The thing you want to prevent is a mistake. They've got 4 downs to go 4 yards, and the way their offense is moving, they've got to do it here. The defense for Cedar Ridge has got to dig in real tight right here.
2nd back, Lige on the button, John Panagas. Back to the 6-yard line, loss of 4. Big John Panagas penetrates on that play.
John broke through, hit Lige before he hit the line of scrimmage. As I said, they're going to have to dig in. John dug in, made a super play. Super play.
2nd and goal.
Lige comes out. This is going to be interesting. We're going to go the other way.
That's the end of period number 3. We're going to switch ends of the field.
Smart play by Coach DeMarco, purposely letting the clock run out, because basically what that does is that gives him a timeout right here. In high school football, as you know, the timeouts are taken on the field. The coaches come on the field. Well, they do the same thing at the quarter break. So in essence, this is a timeout for Madison. And he's got a little bit of a break here. It's 2nd and goal for the 5, and they've got to punch it in from here. This is key to their offense, key to their day.
On the other hand, the Cougar defense has to rise to the occasion and hold the Spartans. There is our 3rd period score. We're done with 3 here from Lombardi Field. 0-0 is our score. Madison Central Spartans, Cedar Ridge Cougars. And it all comes down to period number 4. I want to go over the Madison Central staff. The principal, Joe Sweeney. Vice principal, Mrs. Ethel Newman. Mr. Donald Petzold. The athletic director is Rich Zabady. The head coach, Bob DeMarco. His first assistant is Mike Roberts. His other assistants, John Diocesian, Brian Garnett, Press Fucci, Ed Mann, and Anthony Lazazzi. The trainer is Tom Duchette. Jack Deem is our statistician. Joe Kaschek is our band director. The advisors are Diane Diocesian and Cindy Zawadski for the cheerleaders.
You mentioned the name there, Kenny, of Jack D, and we'll talk about Jack a little bit later. But we're going back to live action.
Bob DeMarco not quite off the field as the Spartans are set with a 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. The Cougars dig in on defense. Bates gets it. Goes nowhere. Bill Smith. And once again, John Panagas last to get up.
Absolutely no gain on that. Correction. He got about a yard.
Just inside the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal from just inside the 5. Key plays of the game. They have 2 downs to score. They could go to their field goal after this.
Could be an interesting call here for Coach DeMarco. This is the touchdown play. He needs to score on this one. And he's got to go for the field goal
option in the air with or without a pitch.
Well, Elijah's back in the game.
Side. Nope, goes inside. Nigham goes nowhere. Ramirez, Smith, Cordair, and the last to get up, number 99, John Panagas.
Can't say enough about the Cedar Ridge defense on this drive. They bent, but they never broke. Madison drove the ball from the 20 all the way down to the 4-yard line, and they just couldn't get in. The Cedar Ridge defense did a super job stopping the Madison offense, and we're going to see Jimmy Iacone here go for the field goal. We're looking at probably a 21-yarder.
Dwight Lige, the holder. The snap is down. The kick is up. It is no good. Short again. The Cougars have stopped the Spartans inside their own 5-yard line. Key plays of the game. And our score holds at 0-0 with 10:42 to go.
Kenny, that has got to pump up the Cougars. I mean, they were down. The Spartans got down at the 4-yard line. They dug in, they held. The kick was up, no good. And the Spartans have got to be a little bit dejected, a little bit upset. We've got just under 11 minutes to go in this game, and the Spartan defense has got to get this ball back quickly for the Madison for their offense.
Second back Womble. Number 33, the linebacker, Mike D'Amato, and captain, diagnoses, penetrates, and holds the Cougars for no gain.
We're gonna switch down to Kevin Egan, who's down on the field with the Old Bridge mayor, Art Haney. And I must comment that Mayor Haney looks terrific with green pants and a blue jacket. He is definitely playing both sides of the coin today. As soon as Kevin's ready, he can have it.
Okay, with me now is Mayor Haney of Old Bridge. Mayor, it's a good game. Madison couldn't put it in. What do you think so far?
Well, I think it's a great game. It's a beautiful day, but you have two tremendous teams out there that are doing a heck of a job. And I think it's shown by the fact that here we are in the fourth quarter and there's no score yet. It's really keeping everybody on their toes and standing up in their seats all afternoon. It's probably one of the best games we've seen in a lot of years. So I'm proud of both teams. They've really done quite a job, not only the staff, but all the members on the teams themselves.
There's a lot of excitement out here. You think it's a bigger game because Madison Central isn't having the successful season they usually do. They don't have a playoff game coming up. So now this is the last game for all the seniors.
Well, it certainly is the big game for both of the high schools in town. Always has been. Maybe a little bit more so this year because the teams are very closely matched as far as their abilities. But the Thanksgiving Day game really does always bring out a good crowd. There's a lot of supporters. We got some action out there now. There's a lot of supporters out there for both schools over the years, and we see them all out here on Thanksgiving Day, usually a traditional day for Old Bridge.
Okay, we've been talking throughout the game of the possibility of the state eliminating the Thanksgiving game because of new playoff formats. What do you think that would do to make this game on a Saturday instead of the Thanksgiving tradition?
I really think it would be disappointing not to have a Thanksgiving Day game. It's really been part of everybody's history for so many years. Everybody looks forward to it. It's really part of Thanksgiving Day, and I would hope that they're able to maintain Thanksgiving Day on Thanksgiving Day.
Okay, you kept on your green and blue color. You staying neutral?
I root for both teams. Watch out here a second. I really got some action going here now. Yes, as mayor, I support both teams. I think they're fine groups of individuals on both sides. So I have my blue jacket on for Madison today and my green pants on for Cedar Ridge.
Okay, Madison has the ball back. Let's go back upstairs, see if they can put it in.
We're back upstairs, and as you saw on the screen, the Spartan defense rose to the occasion, sacking Tom Schreck on a big third down play, and then a beautiful punt by John Knight, but a super return by Bobby Niggum, and it's 1st and 10 at the 40 for the Spartans.
Waiton Bates, number 80 on the carry. Number 44, once again, the nose guard. Mauricio Ramirez, number 44, he's the safety. Andres is number 66, he's the nose guard. They're both in the game for the Cougars. Pickup of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8.
There's no urgency here for the Spartan offense. They just got to get back to what they were doing and ground out the yardage and keep on the first downs and try to get down to scoring position once again.
Straight drop back. Iacono looks left, got a wide open Bobby Niggum. Overthrows.
Niggum had the arm up. He was wide open. Jimmy saw him the whole way and just overthrow him. Timing was just off.
Bill Smith,
big third down play coming up for Madison.
Bill Smith had the coverage but was late in getting over there underneath. And they were wide open. Third down, 8 yards to go for the Spartans. They're at the 37-yard line of the Cougars. The Cougars have made their defensive adjustments and are feeling better. Got a little room to their back. 8.5 minutes left in this game. Bates on the carry. Smith on the tackle. Pickup of 3 more. 4th down.
Interesting call coming
4
up.
yards to go.
Interesting call coming up here for Bob
Marco's calling for
DeMarco
his
and the Spartan offense. And I guess he feels comfortable that with just over 8 minutes to go in the game, he's going to punt the ball away to Cedar Ridge. He's going to give it back to them one more time.
Cougar mistake.
That very well could be.
Ramirez, 44. Vavrins, two quickest guys on the Cedar Ridge team, drop back to about the 10-yard line. They'll let it go if it's over their head. They'll step up if it's in front of them. Swain, the punter. There's motion in the Spartan backfield, as well as Dennis Aponte moving across the line. We'll see who it's on. Discussion by the referees.
I'll tell you what we got here, Kenny. This is going to be interesting because I think that the object what the Spartans were trying to do, they were able to pull it off. I think what the Spartans were trying to do was they were doing a long count, trying to draw the Cougars off sides. They are shorter than 5 yards to go for the first down. They're trying to draw them off sides, and it worked for Madison Central.
Big play. Big play.
I think that's what Coach DeMarco was trying to do, very possibly.
Well, it was a mistake.
Pardon?
It was a mistake.
Big mistake. Big mistake. How big? Well, time will tell.
So the Spartans have new life inside their Cougar 30-yard line with a 1st and 10. Second back. Nigam met immediately. Number 66, Ramirez on the tackle. Say hello to Mr. Nigam there right away.
Dennis Aponte to tackle, number 60, right there with Andres Ramirez.
2nd and 11, Spartans right on the Cougar 30-yard line. Stockelberg, the center, first out of the huddle.
Last time on 2nd down, they threw a pass play. Second about the same distance.
Ron Atlack
what do we got
here?
here?
Along with Lige and Waiton Bates. Bates gets it. Met right away on the play by Ramirez, number 66. Playing a real good game at nose guard for the Cougars, 5'8", 170-pound sophomore.
There you see Coach DeMarco with his split end, Scott Horowitz, getting ready to send in the next play.
The Cougar defense has certainly tightened up after that close call in their own territory back on the 4-yard line. They have made their adjustments. They've played tough. The Spartans are mixing it up.
4 down territory here, I think, definitely this time for Madison Central. They need about 8 yards to go in 2 plays.
Long count once again, try to get the Cougars to jump. They don't. First back, Bates. Again, the ball is loose. The Cougars have it. Ramirez, number 66, having a tremendous game for the Cougars.
There's the break we talked about. Unfortunately for Cedar Ridge, the break comes deep in their own territory, but at least they held Madison from scoring here. It's a key play for the Cougar defense.
The Cougar defense is bent but not broken. They played tough all day long. The Spartans have had most of the play offensively. The Cougars have risen to the occasion time after time, and it's only going to take one. And this may be the one. You know the Cougars are going to throw the ball with Tom Schreck. Mark Mansfield, number 83, goes wide right for the Cougars. Vavrins is in motion left. There is Mansfield, and he drops the ball, but he better recover it. It may have been behind the line. No, it is ruled an incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass. If he is behind where the quarterback is, even though it's an overhand pass, it is still considered a lateral.
It looks like Mr. Mansfield heard footsteps.
Yeah, I think so.
His eyes came off the ball. Ball hit him right in the numbers. A well-thrown pass by Tom Schreck, the quarterback. Once again, I'm looking for John Panagas to get involved with this offense. Cordier is wide left, number 10. Spartans look to blitz. Stagliano. Hands off. And Stagliano is there to make the hit on the play.
Stagliano was going to blitz Schreck on the play, thinking it was a pass play. However, they handed off right to the lane where Stagliano was covering, and he made the big hit and loss of about a yard. 3rd and 11 coming up for the Cougars. Cougar offense has sputtered. Good word.
The 19-yard line of the Cougars, sending Mansfield wide right. Panagas, the tight end, goes right. Vavrance goes right in motion. They're going to flood the right zone, probably a rollout right. And that's exactly what they do. He's got some time. The Spartans close quickly. Number 78, Jack McKiernan on the hit. A pickup of about 2 brings them back to their original line of scrimmage, and another punting situation. And I'm impressed as a former punter with the sophomore John Knight. Every punt has come out of there a spiral, 40 yards long, but you've got some quick people back that are looking to break one.
And as the game goes longer and longer, the pressure starts to mount for him to get off a good kick. I think Madison, they're not really going to play for the block. They're going to set up a return.
A shorter kick that goes out of bounds. He shanked it right.
Maybe what we talked about, Kenny, he may have felt the pressure. He is only a sophomore, although he's gotten a lot of experience this year and had to grow up in a hurry. But that was unfortunately for him, that was his first bad kick.
It appears to have gone out on the Cougar 33-yard line. Spartans, good field position, will work again for perhaps the field goal.
The clock becomes a factor. There's 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this ball game. And the way the Madison offense is geared to, it is not a clock-stopping offense. It's a running offense that the clock continues. DeMarco's got 2 timeouts left. He's going to have to use them to the best of his advantage.
Iacono drops straight back. Number 6 down the far sideline. Number 84 intercepted by Cordair. I don't know who they'll rule. It's offensive ball when two people have the ball.
Big call by the referee. The referee may have made the biggest call in this game. He handed the ball to the offense. It looked to me like joint possession, but I cannot tell.
Chip Cordair had him covered completely. Number 84 for the Spartans is Mike Keebler.
Mike Keebler, who almost made the blocks earlier on the punt, comes up with a big play.
Possession in that type of situation goes to the offense, and we're inside the 5-yard line to the 4. You can't fault Chip Cordair on the coverage.
Oh, no.
He was right there.
Oh no! You know, if anything, if they both had possession, then it's offense's ball. But I don't know what the call. That's a really tough call. Lige up the middle, touchdown!
Number 1, Dwight Lige.
Kenny, we got the Madison coaching staff in the next window. There are 5 coaches in white jackets, and currently with 4 minutes and 3 seconds to go, they are beating up the press box at each other. They are hugging each other, high-fiving each other. A lot of emotion for the score here. Key play, Iacono to Mike Keebler. Great play by Chip Cordair. Big call by the ref. Big break for Madison.
Extra point attempt by Iacono with
This is not
Lige to
Iacono.
hold.
This is freshman Jeff Herbert.
Bad snap. The kick is off to the left.
Little background on Jeff Herbert. He is a freshman that is able to kick 35 and 40-yard field goals. He's been with the Spartan team all year on with the varsity. That was his first varsity extra point try. Unfortunately for him, the snap was bad. He will kick off here. He did kick off to open the game, not Iacono. He's only a freshman. He's a big boy, about 5'11", 6 foot, and he's got a great leg. He will be a kicker that we're going to talk about a lot in years to come.
There's 4 minutes, 3 seconds left from Lombardi Field in Old Bridge. The Spartans hold on, a 6-0 lead.
Iacono is going to kick off for. There's the scoreboard. 6-0 Madison, the home team today. 4 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
Story.
That's it right there. Iacono will kick off for Madison, not Herbert. Iacono is going to kick.
Ramirez and Womble deep. Vavrance and Bruton are short. It's going to go to one of the short men, 81. He goes to the right side, hit on the button.
That was the kicker, Jimmy Iacono, making the tackle going down the middle. Super play by Iacono. This Madison team is really pumped up.
Mark Mansfield, number 81, the carrier. And this is it for Tom Schreck and company. We need some good offensive line play.
Pete Brennan's got 4 minutes to get something going here. And I tell you what, I think they can do it. I know they can do it. You know, they're very capable. The way Madison had the big play, Cedar Ridge is very capable of coming up with the big play and tying this game up or kicking an extra point and winning this thing.
They go from the shotgun, Ron, with Womble left. There's the pass. It's intercepted.
Number 3, Kevin Daly. Kevin Daly with the interception.
Of the intended receiver.
Daly with the second interception of the game. He had that interception on Cedar Ridge's first series. There you see Kevin Daly coming off the field. He's a senior. There you see Tom Kitchen. They're seniors. Hey, let me tell you something, Kenny. They're 0-8, but they throw that out the window for today's game. It doesn't matter anymore. You see the emotion on the field. You see the helmet bashing and the hugging and the high-fiving. Both teams. This is a big game for these kids. This is their township rival. They want to win this.
Lige on the handoff. Picks up 3 to 4 yards. And the fans are starting to file out. The Spartans need to hold on to the ball to ice this one.
There you see our score. With just under 3 minutes to go, it's Madison Central 6 and Cedar Ridge nothing. Madison Central has the ball and they're driving. They're inside their own 30-yard. They're inside the Cedar Ridge 30-yard line.
The Cougars need a takeaway here. They'll be reaching for the ball. The Spartans will look for the sure handoff. First back through. Waits on Bates. Picks up what seems to be enough for a first down for the Spartans.
It's a big first down for the Spartans. As you know, they need first downs to keep this drive going and to kill the clock. We've got 2 minutes and 24 seconds to go as the referee winds the clock.
The Cougars starting to hold their heads down. They don't have any reason to do that. They've played a tremendous defensive game.
Both teams have been outstanding. The Cougar defense, the Cougar offense. You can't say enough about both teams. This has been an exceptional football game.
Iacona first back through. Waits on Bates. Picks up a yard or two on the play. Smith, number 33, on the tackle. Second down, 8 to go for the Spartans.
Pete Brennan only has one timeout left, and he's going to have to use it pretty soon because the clock is definitely on the favor of Madison Central.
If he holds on this play, he'll call that timeout because there's a timeout on the possession change on 4th down. So he'll want to hold him for the 3rd down and call that timeout to get the ball back again if he can. The Spartans will look to move it and move the chains on this play. But a sure handoff I'm looking for from Iacono. Bates again, first handoff, and he's met immediately. 61, Denny, and the rest of the Cougar interior line. Ramirez, number 67.
We're right at a minute to go. There you see the clock. There's 1 minute to go in this game.
Less than a minute now.
The Madison Central fans are starting to celebrate a little bit. The players on the sideline.
There's the timeout, but they wasted a good 10 to 15 seconds.
There it
on
is.
The play.
That's inexperience, Kenny. I mean, that's, they're not in many tight games like this all year long, and they don't really realize, even the coaches, it's inexperience. I mean, it is a new coaching staff, and they don't realize at times they get caught up in different aspects of the game, and, things disappear from your mind for a few seconds. But, there is plenty of time here. There is 54 seconds to go. Madison Central, is a good 8 yards away from a first down. They will run 2 more plays, I think. And there's the Madison fans, the Madison football team on the sidelines. They're ready to roll.
The Cougars will get the ball back if they hold there. There is timeout on possession change, but they'll have to get the 2-minute offense in gear, use the sidelines because if that ball stays in play, there is no chance to stop the clock. The Spartans, I see them once again going to a sure handoff, but they may go to a wide pitch here or a wide handoff to try to go off tackle because the middle has gotten nowhere for them as of late, and they'd like to maintain possession and ice this game. The Cougars had the same thing happen to them against Colonia a couple games back. Once again, a tremendous defensive effort. 1 series, 1 play, and that was the game at 6-0. And it's happened to them again. First back.
Waits on Bates.
Waits on Bates. And he earns a touchdown.
It's only deserving that Waton Bates scores. He's done a super job.
Player of the game today.
I'll tell you what, he has done a super job all game long. He's my vote for the Madison MVP, and that's definitely an unsung hero type of thing too, because he's not a player who started out as being counted on very much so, and he's done a tremendous job for the Spartan offense today.
The Spartans hold on a 12-0 lead. We'll see who the attempted kicker will be. Or are they going to give up on the kick? They're going to give up on kicking. It's been a rough day for kickers.
They're going for 2. They're going to go for 2.
Iacona will go and he'll go to Bates.
No good.
And he will not make it.
Ball carried by Bates. No good. Score, Madison Central.
There it is. The picture. 12-0 Spartans over the Cougars. 48 seconds left.
Kenny.
Here are the Spartans coming off the field.
Hey, Kenny, I'll tell you something. When people from around the area who didn't watch the game on TV or who weren't here open up the newspaper tomorrow morning and see that Madison Central beat Cedar Ridge 12-0, if that's in fact in 48 seconds, what the final score will be, when they look at that 12-0 score, they're not going to know what kind of a football game this was. Obviously, Madison scored 2 times in the last 4 minutes. Cedar Ridge played their hearts out. They've got nothing to be ashamed of. Pete Brennan and his staff have done a super job. They're building a program. It's a shame for the seniors, but the juniors, sophomore, and freshmen, they've got a tremendous future. The JV team at Cedar Ridge, which was a very light squad in terms of numbers, won their only game of the season when they beat Madison Central last Saturday 8-6 on this field. They've got nothing to be ashamed of at all.
Absolutely not. Iacona will kick off for the Spartans. Goes to the short man, Mansfield, number 81. Who's hit by number 66 for the Spartans on the play. That is Wade Swain. The Spartan defense goes on the field with 44 seconds left. And I don't think they'll change their scheme here, although we know the Cougars are going to put the ball up in the air.
We've got to apologize to the people at home. Ken and I are stationed right in front of the Madison Central band, and at times we can't hear ourselves talk and each other, and we seem to be chopping over each other every once in a while. We apologize for that, but bear with us. First and 10 here for the first and long.
They shift into the shotgun. Womble comes left, Vavrance goes right. They have a split end wide right, looks like Chip Cordair. Shrek from the shotgun, short man Ramirez too far for him. Once again, Kevin Daly was ready.
That's going to stop the clock with 18 seconds to go.
I'm surprised at the inability of the Cougars today to throw the ball effectively against the Spartans. The Spartans have played great defense. They've gotten a rush, and their defensive backs have played well as well.
Well, Kenny, as every coach will tell you, it's hard to adjust for one game and change totally away from what you're doing. It's a gamble. It's a risk. Coach Brennan and his staff thought it would work. It didn't, but you got to give him credit for trying. You got to give him total credit for trying.
Absolutely. Shrek drops back. Long one. Down the side. Wide open. Number 10, Chip Cordair. Tries to get some blocking in front of him. He's out of bounds inside the 30. We got a timeout. 9 seconds left.
Out of bounds with 9 seconds to go.
Shrek
That'll
took
stop
a big
the
hit
clock.
On the play and is slow getting up.
They're down two touchdowns with under 30 seconds to go, and they're still out there busting their hump trying to score. I give them a ton of credit to the Cougars today.
The ball is inside the 30, a pickup of 40 yards on the play. Shrek was slow in getting up, but he's going to try it again. If he was able to lead Chip Cordair, they may have had a score on that play.
We see a lot of emotion on the Madison Central sidelines.
You got a penalty flag.
Coach Mike Roberts is hugging some of the seniors. This is it for the seniors. There's no playoff game after this. This is their last game. And you got different seniors hugging and shaking hands. It's all over the place down there. It's super. See the assistant coaches, everybody's very happy, all smiles. You see the JV coach, Tony Lacozzi. He's real happy. He was up in the booth going a little crazy with us. The only one they've left in the booth is the Deemer, Jack Diem, the statistician for Madison.
Down the middle. Interference on the play on Iacona, but he intercepts it. This is going to come back, Ron, and it may be a 1st and goal for the Cougars.
This game is not over. This game is not over.
Not end.
As you see the The Spartan coaches are all, you see them all trying to push their players back on the field. There is a flag on the play, and it's going to be pass interference against Madison Central. Now, the clock shows 0-0. If we can get a shot at a clock, there is no time left on the clock. What we will have here is what they call an untimed down. They will have one, Cedar Ridge will have one play.
They'll move the ball 15 yards from the
15
line of
yards.
scrimmage, which will bring it to the 10-yard line, just outside the 10-yard line to the 11. First and 10 at the 11-yard line. The Cougars will have one last attempt to get a score on the board and keep this from being their fourth shutout in a row. And it will be our last play as the clock has expired. They're hanging close to the fence. They want to see the Cougars go in here.
Coach Brennan's running all the way across the field. We've got a
John
down
Denny,
man.
number 71, is down on the near sideline. Ralph DiOrio is coming over on the sideline too. Through all of the movement there, we did not see John Denny down on the near sideline.
Kenny, that's 71, John Lynch down there.
Sorry, John Lynch, number 71.
Kenny, for the viewers at home who follow the home news and who read Gene Haley's column and read it last Thursday when he spoke about the tradition, in yesterday's paper, Gene Haley refused to make a prediction simply because he did not want to upset anybody at either school because he has friends at both schools and they knew he was going to be here. In the paper yesterday, it said that Jack Diem, the Madison Central statistician, will be handed an envelope before the game that has Gene Haley's pick in it. Jack just handed me that pick, and Haley's pick was Cedar Ridge 17, Cedar Ridge 13, Madison Central 7. So, Mr. Haley, we're sorry to say we enjoyed having you on our broadcast today, but unfortunately for you, you were wrong in this one. But I'm sure you've been right many, many times before.
We're still with John Lynch, number 71 of the Cougars, on the sideline. It's a 6'1", 170-pound sophomore, and it looks like a lower leg problem with the right leg, either knee or ankle. And Ralph DiOrio is looking down at the right knee along with the team doctor. The people are filing out, but there are still some holding close to the fence. They want to see the Cougars get in the end zone here, especially on the far sideline. But the Spartan fans, on the other hand, have not left. They're all still here.
There's some Madison Central fans.
We may have more injuries on the sidelines. Don't forget, we have our presentations by the Old Bridge PBA for our most valuable players of the game.
This is the 20th annual award for them, Ken.
I know that, Ron. I was there for the first game. I would have gotten a trophy in that first game, and they didn't give it out. I made one myself. I patted myself on the back. It's up on the trophy case.
Good for you.
Nobody else thought I should have got it, but I did.
You got one vote in that game, right?
All right.
John Lynch is walking off the field. He's on the Madison side. It looks like a lower knee injury. He's over the arms of both trainers. A little down note on the end of this game.
And here we go. Final play of the game. Shotgun formation. Looks right. Loops it into the end zone. Knocked down
by Iacono.
Iacono. That's it. Your final score from Lombardi Field in Old Bridge, New Jersey. 12-0, the Spartans of Madison Central over the Cougars. And there's our credits, our great staff. Director Pat Corbin, producer Walt Reed, we love you. The rest of the guys, my kids, Walt's kids.
You guys down in the van have done a great job.
We've got the team.
Pete Brennan and Bobby DeMarco, as you can see them through the graphic. They're out in the middle of the field. I'm sure they'll remain best of friends through all of this.
I also want to say thanks to Randy Good. Mr. Randy Good is from TKR Cable.
Kill the graphic. Kill it.
Tremendous assistance in putting this out live to you.
There you see the traditional handshaking. I'm sure the Cedar Ridge Cougars are down.
And as you look over the top, there's Pete Brennan, Bob DeMarco
talking.
Nice conversation that those gentlemen are having there.
There you see the coach. You know, you talk about Pete Brennan and Bob DeMarco, but you also we fail to realize sometimes that it's Pete Brennan, Bob DeMarco, Pete Brennan, Mike Roberts, Pete Brennan, John Dietitian, Pete Brennan, Brian Garnett. I mean, it's Pete is removed from this staff. It's most of the staff there that he's been very close with. There you see Pete in the yellow jacket. I'll tell you what, he's going to be a winner on this field for many years to come.
A great day for football, and it stayed that way. Barely a cloud in the sky. The Spartans come to the near sideline to celebrate. The Cougars file out, a little dejected, having played a great game.
Like I said, 12-0 is not indicative of the way this game was played. It is in no way indicative of the way this game was played.
Just a great football day here in Middlesex County in Old Bridge. We had a great game, and looks like our picks have come true. I see number 66, the nose guard, Andres Ramirez for the Cougars, who had a great defensive day coming to the near sideline. I'd be surprised if number 80, Wayton Bates, did not get the award for the Spartans, but I see Andres Ramirez here.
30-yard line on the Madison Central side of the field. The PBA is awarding the Most Valuable Player trophy to Andres Ramirez of Cedar Ridge and Thomas Kitchen of Madison
Tom
Central.
Kitchen, defensive stalwart for Madison Central, was given the award.
And that's right. We didn't give Tom Kitchen and company a lot of credit because they all did such a great job, and we thought it was inefficient work of the Cedar Ridge offense, but it was tough play of the defense of the Spartans. Tom Kitchen, number 67, along with Rich Leach, number 70, Wade Swain, 66, Jack McKiernan, 78, Mike Keebler, number 84, Stagliano and D'Amato, the linebackers, Nigam, Iacono, Daly, and Lige did a great defensive job, and Kitchen's your defensive star of the game for the Spartans.
We're going to go down, we're just about ready to go down on the field, and there's Tom Kitchen holding up his trophy, and we're going to go down to Kevin Egan. There's Kevin. We're having an audio problem. We're having an audio problem down on the field.
Here's Tom Kitchen getting his award. Old Bridge PBA. In comes Andres.
There's Andres Ramirez and Tom Kitchen shaking hands with each other. And the PBA, Paul Moser from the PBA, being handed his trophy. There's Andres. He's smiling, but I'm sure
sophomore.
I'm sure deep
and
down
his brother,
inside.
The other book at number 44, Mauricio Ramirez. They'll be back in the heart of the Cougar teams of the future. Nice job.
There they are. Opponents on the field with partners today. MVPs of today's game.
Andres Ramirez, Tom Kitchen for the Spartans. And the Spartans celebration on the near sidelines wiped out our audio, Ron. Bunch of happy people. So Kevin's not able to get any conversation with the guys down there.
It's been a super day here in Old Bridge, and we apologize for the mic on the field going dead and the inability to do some interviews down there. There was a lot of celebrating, a lot of trampling over wires, and we're sure that there's just a real easy break in the wire. Actually, we found the break in the wire. And, oh, yeah, we did. I'm watching them repair it as we speak.
Our board member is down there.
Here we go. Let's try it now.
Let's try and see if we get Kevin. Kevin gave up? Okay. Yeah, Mr. Goldman, we got to thank you.
Even after the game, we're working hard trying to get things going here. All right, we're going to go down to the field. We've got Kevin Egan live down there. Take it away, Kevin. He's with Coach Pete Brennan of the Cedar Ridge Cougars. Go, Pete.
With you now is Cedar Ridge head coach Pete Brennan. Coach, it was a tough game, but overall the season was a rebuilding season. How do you feel about it?
Oh, you're absolutely right, Kev. Very pleased with our kids throughout the whole year. They've done everything we've asked them to do. They've played very well. And as you know, the score here was not indicative of the effort that our kids put forth on the field, and I'm very proud of them.
Before the game, I said it seems like every year we open a show with saying it's been a rebuilding season for Cedar Ridge, but this year really was. It was your first year as a head coach. You've been over here at Madison Central for 9 years with Coach DeMarco. Did you feel that it took you time? Did the players have to adjust to your system?
Oh, without a doubt. Players such as Tom Schreck, who today was our quarterback, he adapted to our tight end earlier in the year. He did a great job for us. Today we made that move, bringing him back to our quarterback. We felt he could give us some offensive punch that we were lacking for the latter half of our season. Unfortunately, we really didn't get on track once again today offensively.
Well, it's been a long Thanksgiving non-streak for Cedar Ridge, and you'll be around for a couple more years, or a lot of years to take care of it, and maybe Cedar Ridge will end this scene in a couple years to come.
Thanks.
Good luck. Back upstairs.
Thanks a lot, Kevin Egan.
Obviously, a dejected Pete Brennan. You know, they spend a lot of time. They get 10 days to work on this, and obviously a dejected Pete Brennan. And you know, there's nothing much we can say. Pete's a class act. He's a great guy. I've come to know him over the year, watching his football team play, and I give him a whole lot of credit. Okay, we got Kevin. We got Kevin with Bob DeMarco, Rick Zabady, Joe Sweeney, and the assistant superintendent of schools here, Dr. Pete Delaney.
Here we go.
Here we go down on the field.
This is the Unity Award, right? Okay, we're back on the field now. Superintendent Delaney presenting to Coach DeMarco, Madison Central, the Unity Award for the Thanksgiving Classic.
Okay, I'm the assistant superintendent in charge of secondary. I just got to make that clear. The superintendent couldn't be with us today. This is the Unity Award. It's presented to the winning team in the Cedar Ridge Madison football game. The idea behind it is that regardless of who wins or loses, we are one community. And I'd like to present this to Bob DeMarco, coach of the winning Spartans. Coach?
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Dr. Delaney. All set?
Okay, Coach, a couple questions. You came into the game not like the last couple of years where you had a state championship game, but you said the last couple of days that the team was really focused, and for the last 10 days you really got ready for Cedar Ridge. How do you think the game went?
Well, I thought we'd be able to move the ball a little better than we actually did. I think that their defensive kids rose to the occasion. They stopped us so many times, and as I said to you at halftime, when you get a game where you're down so close like that, all of a sudden something can happen, and it did. The first play of the third quarter, we fumbled, but I thought our defense was tremendous all day. They moved very well, things that we weren't doing earlier in the year. They played excellent. I thought our defense played excellent.
Yesterday we talked a little about the comparison between this year's team and the '85 team that also went into the Thanksgiving game with an 0-8 record. After that season, up until this year, you only lost 7 games. You see that? You see today is another way in that direction?
Well, I don't know if we're going to lose 7 games in the next 4 years, but I'll tell you the program is in real good shape. 9 of our 11 kids were underclassmen today. But I really want to hand it to our seniors. We have 16 seniors, and a lot of them really didn't get much action through the halfway through the year. But we only had one kid quit in our senior class all year. They were scout team players, and they did a great job. And I'm happy for them that they got this one today. That meant a lot to them.
Okay, Coach, congratulations. It was a great coaching job.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thanks, you.
Okay, the 3 of us now together.
3 amigos, as we're known to have been called. Kevin, good job down here. Kenny, great job in the booth once again. It's been fun.
Always a pleasure, and I'd be disappointed if we don't do this on Thanksgiving in the future. Had a great day. Once again, Kevin and I talked at the beginning of the game. You almost get that feeling when I put the pads on again, but common sense wins out. But the kids really played a nice game. I can't wait till next year. I love football. I love Madison and Cedar Ridge. We hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for being with us here. And thanks to all the guys that put the show together. We're going to make it even better next year. Ron Mazzola, Kevin Egan, myself, Ken Allsbach. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Folks, if you should be up, get up if you didn't get up.
Don't forget that.